All right, diving in today, and this one's heavy. We're looking at the conflict in Eastern DRC.
Yeah, a lot of folks want to get a handle on this, and fast, right? It's complex. It's been going on forever, seemingly.
Tons of armed groups, countries meddling. Where do you even start?
Well, good thing we've got these briefings, eh?
That we do. From the House of Commons Library, February 2025, very recent.
AC CAPS, same time frame, but real focus on Goma falling. That was huge.
And then we've got the academics weighing in, the African Journal of Empirical Research. Last year's issue, they were looking at how interventions have worked or haven't.
Can't forget the oldies but goodies, though. 2011, but man, the ITUC, they nailed it on the resources angle. That stuff's evergreen, sadly.
So goal today, let's break down what's driving this latest wave of violence, especially Goma falling.
Got to touch on the neighbors, can't ignore them.
And of course, the people caught in the crossfire. Plus, this whole mineral wealth thing, how's that feeding the fire?
Right, so history lesson, gotta have it. Eastern DRC, conflict's basically been the norm, not the exception.
It stems back to the Rwandan genocide, right?
Yeah.
1994. But echoes keep bouncing.
Exactly. Ethnic tensions, folks fleeing across borders, militias popping up like mushrooms.
Two major civil wars, 96 to 2003, rough times.
Rwanda, Uganda, they got sucked in, often backing different sides, proxy war stuff.
Never really calmed down, did it? Even with the elections in 23, Tshisekedi got back in. But
Some folks were raising eyebrows about that whole process, not exactly squeaky clean.
we've got the Nairobi process trying to get talks going, the DRC government and all these armed groups.
The Rwanda process, that's more DRC and Rwanda, head to head. But has it helped?
Debatable. And then M23 comes back with a vengeance.
M23, March 23 movement. Haven't heard that name in a while.
They held Goma before, back in 2012, right?
Yep, but then mostly defeated in 2013. Quiet for a bit, but then late 2021, they're back.
And everyone's pointing fingers at Rwanda, saying they're backing them up.
Allegedly, but come on, the evidence is pretty strong, wouldn't you say?
Well, that's what a lot of folks are saying. And then, January 2025, boom, Goma falls. Again.
Kind of shows you how powerful M23's become, right? And the security force is not exactly holding the line.
Big shift in the power dynamics. UK government, they're fuming, calling on Rwanda to back off, even talking about pulling aid.
Sad thing is, UN peacekeepers, SADC peacekeepers, caught in the crossfire, some even killed.
And now M23 is pushing towards Bukavu. Who knows where they'll stop?
It's messy. You can't talk DRC conflict without talking neighbors. Rwanda, Uganda, Burundi, it's tangled.
More than just internal DRC squabbles, that's for sure. It's a whole regional web.
Right. Each of them's got their fingers in the pie, backing various groups, like Rwanda with M23, allegedly.
Uganda with the ADF, Allied Democratic Forces, another nasty bunch.
And then you've got the FDLR operating in DRC, but they're targeting Rwanda.
Rwanda hates those guys.
With good reason. They're brutal. But it all adds up to a powder keg, you know?
Now you've got SADC sending in troops, SAMA DRC, they're trying to prop up the Congolese army.
The UN's still there too, MONUSCO, though they're supposed to be winding down.
But it almost feels like a competition between these regional groups, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Some folks think the southern African countries, they're all in for Kinshasa.
But the East African leaders, maybe they're more on Kigali's side.
Yeah.
And then the big elephant in the room.
The minerals. Can't talk about this conflict without talking about that.
Because this is all about people. At the end of the day, what's this doing to them?
Oh, it's horrific. Goma falling, that alone displaced hundreds of thousands.
Resources were already stretched thin. Now they're beyond breaking point.
Hospitals overflowing. People can't get basic supplies, food, water, medicine.
And the human rights abuses, don't even get me started. Sexual violence, rampant.
The UN's worried, and they should be. They're talking Third Congo War, and it's not hyperbole.
It all ties back into these resources, though, doesn't it? DRC's got so much cobalt, tantalum.
The world wants that stuff. Badly. It's in everything. Phones, cars, you name it.
So how does that make the conflict worse?
Well, think of it this way. DRC's got the goods, but it's a free-for-all to grab them.
Weak government. Armed groups running wild.
They're making a killing off these conflict minerals, tin, tantalum, tungsten, gold.
And the supply chain? It's global. Remember that 2011 ITUC briefing? They laid it all out.
Hard to track, hard to stop.
Yeah.
Your fancy phone might be funding some warlord, you know.
It's sobering. Especially with cobalt. The demand's through the roof, electric cars, all that.
More demand, more fighting, more suffering. It's a vicious cycle.
So if we're summing this all up, what are the key takeaways here?
Well, this conflict has been brewing a long time. But M23 coming back, Goma falling, that's a huge escalation.
And don't forget all the players involved. Rwanda, Uganda, it's a regional mess.
People are paying the price, displacement, violence, it's a humanitarian catastrophe.
And at the heart of it all, those minerals. Everyone wants them, and it's fueling the fire.
A perfect storm, really. Hard to see a way out.
It makes you wonder, with everyone wanting a piece of the pie, can Eastern Congo ever find peace?
Tough question. You gotta be hopeful, but it's an uphill battle, for sure.
Lots for us to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, folks.